Hello YouTube, it's me again. I'm here to talk about hypergamy, and I want to talk about hypergamy because all of these black Egyptologists, worm worshippers need to understand hypergamy so they can stop making some of the mistakes that they constantly make. This also applies to the average simp, whether you have an ideology or not. You need to understand hypergamy and what it is. So let me give you a very simple definition. Hypergamy is an aspect of female nature where a woman is always looking for a man who is a step or two or three above her. If she's making $25,000, she wants a man that's making 50 or 75 or 100. And that doesn't change. She's also a person who wants to improve their social status. So if she comes from a middle class family, she wants to marry into an upper middle class family. And her desires to do that evolve with her. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is if you meet her at age 25 and she's making $60,000 a year and you're making $100,000, 5 years later you're into this relationship. Now she's making $100,000. You're making $125,000. She's looking for a replacement. You no longer meet her criteria. You're happy at $125,000. She thinks she's going to surpass that, and if you're not above her, then you're below her. And that is hypergamy. Now, what's the importance of that beyond contemporary life? Well, we have a revisionist history when we go back to slavery. When we think about the black woman, you'll hear more knuckleheads talk about black women being raped during slavery, and that pisses me off because if you even read the accounts from slaves who later became freemen and wrote books who came in on those ships, they will tell you right then and there that black women collaborated with the enslavers. Every time they were planning an uprising, they would snitch on them. They would go and they would be engaged with these enslavers sexually, and they would share whatever information they had. And this is something that you can find in numerous historical accounts from people who were a part of those slave cargo ships who later gained their freedom. But this is my point. Black women on the plantation were practicing hypergamy. Let's just create this image, please. Close your eyes. You got this white dude, he's got a whip, a gun, he's wearing fancy clothes, and he's on a white horse. You, on the other hand, you're wearing sackcloth, you're in the fields, and he's whipping your ass with that whip and pointing that gun at you. Now she's thinking, who can do more for me? No contest, black man. The slave master, the overseer, can do more for her than you could. So what does she do? She makes herself available. She charms him. She gets in front of him. She becomes his mistress. And that is far better for her than being his rape victim, which they never really had to do. Come on, let's just get real. Get this stupid fantasy out of your mind. The reason I want you to get it out of your mind is because that fantasy allows you to put her on a pedestal that she does not belong on. She was a part of your enslavement from day one. Okay? And it's not just black women. I mean, if you go back to World War II, when France was conquered, French women immediately took up with Germans. Okay? And when the Germans fell, the French identified as many of those bed wenches as they could. They cut their hair off, they tarred and feathered them, and they marched them in the streets of Paris, Marseille, and other French cities to shame them. Because these women provided aid and comfort to the enemy. And let me tell you, all you Egyptologists and simp ass guys, you are destroying our community by holding these women up to this illusion of queenly, virtuous behavior. These women are wretched, and they are the reason we are slaves. And you are also contributing with your bullshit behavior. Deal with it realistically. They were bed wenches. They wanted to be bed wenches. Okay? They were bed wenches from the beginning. They helped enslave us. When we were on those ships and we were ready to take those ships down, they didn't want to die. They snitched us out. Period. If you want to believe something else, go ahead and believe it. Go ahead and believe it. If it wasn't her, guess who it was? It was you. It was your equivalent. You bitch ass coon. You did it. Okay? You acting like her. So you either blame yourself or you blame her.